Kim Kardashian posted a video doing Chicago's hair, and what seemed like a cute mother-daughter moment ended up being one of the biggest backlashes she has ever faced.
Oh, don't do that.
People online were really quick to point out how much product she uses to do Chicago's hair. Some wondered if she just doesn't know how to do curly hair. Others jumped to conclusions and assumed Kim is doing exactly what she knows best, making everything about her. The whole thing escalated so much that even Khloe confronted her about it. During an episode of their show, Kim gets really frustrated over Khloe asking her if she could do Chi's hair before taking all the kids to school.
Do you mind if I do her hair? Because it's nasty.
All I said was, do you mind if I do Chicago's hair? Because I didn't know if you are very particular.
I know her hair looks Thank you for reminding me.
While Kim was reportedly too busy to wash Chicago's hair and fix it the way she wanted, Khloe offered to help. Kim, of course, lashed out at her sister, accusing her of shaming her for not having enough time to tend to her daughter's hair. It's clear. The pressure on Kim to keep up the image of a perfect mother has gone so far that she's turning her own family into critics. Khloe, who has always been more laid back in her approach to parenting, offered a gentler point of view. Yet Kim felt like any imperfection in Chicago's appearance would be a personal reflection of her as a mother. And we all know how Kim reacts when something threatens her perfect image. Let's be honest. When you think of Kim, what comes to mind? The brand, the beauty, the flawless image. From her curves to her perfectly styled hair, she has built an empire on maintaining the ideal of perfection. Not just for herself, but now for her kids too. But here's the kicker. The very thing that made her famous, the obsession with perfect looks, is the same thing that's making her kids grow up in the shadow of unrealistic beauty standards. And it's starting to get, well, pretty messed up. Chicago's hair is always perfectly styled, always so polished. But when Kim posts pictures of her daughter, many fans are asking themselves, why does an 8-year-old need to have hair this meticulously styled? Why does Chicago's beauty routine resemble something you'd see on a high-fashion model, instead of a child enjoying their childhood? The issue isn't that Kim wants her daughter to look cute, it's her need for her family to look flawless at all times. This need is not only unrealistic, but also unhealthy for a child who should be focused on play, fun, and discovering herself. The irony is that all of the Kardashians have complained about unreachable beauty standards and how hard it is to be a woman in the industry. But they seem to be teaching their daughters the exact same standards they are trying to fight against. Even Kylie said she regrets doing plastic surgery because of the message it gives to Stormi. Yet, it didn't stop her from keep doing changes to her face and body. They are always saying one thing and doing the exact opposite. So naturally, fans are worried that all these little girls will have to go through the exact same thing. From the clothes, to the poses, to the entire image they're supposed to project. Kim has turned her children into walking advertisements, with their lives curated for social media perfection. There's no room for mistakes or bad hair days in her world. And it's not just Chicago that's affected. North is often seen posing for pictures that are clearly more for Kim's brand than for her own enjoyment. Don't forget, North was in a Balenciaga fashion show when she was just 9. A 9-year-old in a luxury fashion show? A luxury brand that has been heavily criticized for its marketing decisions? Something feels off here. It's no secret that Kim has always been deeply invested in how she is perceived. But what's even more alarming is how she's now applying these standards to her kids. The reality is, her constant need to control and perfect every little detail of her children's appearance is damaging. Instead of letting them grow up naturally, she's sculpting them into her own perfect little versions of herself. But here's the real problem. While Kim preaches about self-love, she isn't giving her children the space to develop their own self-image. She's imposing a version of beauty on them that's based on her own desires, not their own sense of self. And then there's the hypocrisy of it all. While Kim claims to be fighting against beauty standards, she's actively perpetuating them. She says she wants to promote body positivity, but when her daughter is constantly posed in curated, perfected settings, it sends a message that you have to be flawless to be valuable. Kim herself has been open about using filters editing her photos, and getting cosmetic procedures, something she claims she did to feel better about herself. But at the same time, she's pushing this very narrative onto her kids. So while she may talk the talk about promoting body positivity, her actions are speaking much louder. She's the one who always says that everyone should embrace who they are, but what she's really saying is that you can only embrace who you are if you're flawless. How's that for empowering? The Kardashians are constantly talking about empowering women, but behind the scenes, they're perpetuating the very culture of perfection that makes so many women feel inadequate. But it's Kim who takes the cake when it comes to the hypocrisy. She continues to tell women to love themselves and feel confident in their skin, yet she is constantly editing her photos, altering her body through cosmetic procedures, and shaping her children into mini versions of herself who also conform to these same ideals. When it comes to Khloe, or even Kourtney, you can easily tell the difference in how they present their kids. They do look like kids. True is always properly dressed, and behaves like the child she is. Penelope keeps being compared to North because of how much difference you can see in their styles. Kim's kids seem to be always walking a runway that has no end. And if her kids don't meet these standards, she's going to make sure they do. Where's the room for individuality when everything is tailored for perfection? They're too young to understand how their image is being molded for the world, and yet they're already thrust into a beauty contest that they never signed up for. It's one thing for Kim to have her own self-image struggles. It's another thing entirely for her to push them onto her kids. Perfection shouldn't be a goal. It should never be something to strive for. But for Kim Kardashian, it's the only option. Until she stops obsessing over perfect hair, perfect bodies, and perfect images, her children will continue to be trapped in a cycle of impossible standards that will likely affect them for the rest of their lives. Because, as we all know, this obsession with perfection never ends well, and it certainly won't end well for the next generation of Kardashians.